Hello, everybody. Today, I'll be discussing if intelligence can be considered immutable or fixed, and this is a psychological analysis. Suppose a friend tells you that intelligence is fixed, that people are either born smart or not, and nothing can really change that. You've probably heard of this idea before. It's one of the most common assumptions people make about intelligence, especially when they compare themselves to others. Today, I'm going to explain why that belief isn't accurate by using decades of psychological research and modern theories about intelligence. So there's a common widespread belief that intelligence may be or becomes set after childhood, almost like a permanent trait. According to this data, people reach a certain level of ability and can't improve beyond that. However, research consistently shows something different. Intelligence is flexible. It's shaped by experience and it actually develops across entire lifespan. Biology also plays a role, of course, but environment, education, lifestyle, and emotional learning all influence intelligence as well. When you put all of this together, it becomes clear that calling intelligence immutable doesn't match what scientists have actually found. In this video, I'm going to explain three major reasons why intelligence isn't fixed. First, intelligence is multidimensional. It includes different components that grow or change at different points in life. Second, modern theories have shown that people have many different types of intelligence, not just one general intelligence. And third, emotional intelligence is also a great example of an ability that improves with practice and experience over time. Let's start with the idea that intelligence isn't just one thing. Early researchers emphasized the G factor, which is a general ability that influences performance on many tasks. But the more psychologists studied cognition, the clearer it became that intelligence includes several different components, each with its own developmental pattern. One of the most important components is fluid intelligence. This is your ability to solve new problems, think abstractly, and adapt when you're in an unfamiliar situation. It is measured through tasks such as figural analogies, pattern recognition, and classification. Fluid intelligence tends to peak in early childhood, but the key point is that it isn't frozen after that. Research shows that problem solving and reasoning can be strengthened through training. Activities like learning new skills, tackling challenging games, studying new languages, and staying physically active can help maintain or even improve fluid intelligence. So even though it peaks early, it remains adaptable, which contradicts the idea of a fixed intelligence. Crystallized intelligence is also another major component, and it's basically a store of accumulated knowledge. This includes vocabulary, cultural knowledge, problem solving strategies, and expertise that you've gained over time. What's really interesting is that crystallized intelligence continues increasing throughout adulthood. The more you read, learn, work, and experience life, the more knowledge and skills you build. This shows intelligence is constantly shaped by the environmental input. If intelligence were fixed, crystal intelligence wouldn't steadily grow like this. However, yet it does, which contradicts the idea of having a fixed or immutable intelligence. Another reason intelligence isn't fixed is that modern theories show people have different strengths. Intelligence isn't just a single score, it's a collection of abilities. And these are shown through two intelligent theories, and these are Sternberg's Triarchic theory and Gardner's multiple intelligence. Sternberg is the person on the left, and Gardner is the person on the right if you're curious about what they look like. Sternberg's Triarchic theory breaks intelligence into three different parts. The first is componential intelligence, which is IQ or analytical. So this is the type connected to traditional IQ tests like logical reasoning and academic problem solving. The second is experiential intelligence, which is creative. Think creativity, originality, and the ability to handle new or unusual situations. And third is contextual evidence, and think of this as like the practical ability to navigate through daily life and make good decisions and adapt to real world challenges. All three of these develop through continued learning, exposure, relationships, and long term experience. If intelligence were truly rigid, these domains will continue changing as we go throughout our lives. Second is Gardner's multiple intelligence. Howard Gardner expanded that idea even further. He proposed the multiple intelligences, including linguistic, logical, mathematical, spatial, musical, bodily, kinesthetic, interpersonal, and intrapersonal. You can see this diversity in real life. Someone might be a talented magician, a talented musician, but struggle in math. Another person may be unbelievably good at reading people's emotions, but not great at solving academic tasks. These abilities grow with training, practice, culture, and experience, not because you're locked into one level of intelligence at birth. And to further add on to that, it shows that people excel differently in different aspects of intelligence. An important factor of intelligence is also emotional intelligence. Yes, emotional intelligence is considered an actual form of intelligence and should not be disregarded. Emotional intelligence is one of the clearest examples of an ability that develops with experience. It involves recognizing our emotions, expressing them well, and managing them in yourselves and others. Research by Antonio Damasio shows that emotions are deeply connected to thinking. So emotional intelligence isn't separate from intelligence. It's also a part of how we make decisions and solve problems. Now this can be seen in individuals who can be seen at handling their own emotions and also comforting the emotions of others as well. So sometimes you may be put in a situation where you don't know how to really comfort a person when they're going through a sad or difficult time. However, a person who has more emotional intelligence may find an easier time of helping out that person. The most the most important point is that emotional intelligence can grow significantly over time. Therapy, mindfulness training, social experiences, and leadership roles all strengthen emotional awareness and regulation. If people were fixed, emotional intelligence would increase the way we see it in real life. Yet people consistently improve in this area as they mature. So, for some common misconceptions, let's clip a few misconceptions. First is the idea that IQ measures everything. IQ is extremely useful, however, it only captures only a narrow category of abilities. Second, some people believe emotions aren't part of intelligence, as I mentioned before, but emotions shape our decisions, relationships, and even our reasoning, even though if you don't think it has an impact in your general cognitive skills. And finally, many people assume that being smart is one domain in one domain means you're smart in all domains, or not smart at all. However, intelligence isn't just one thing. It's a broad range of abilities that develop differently for everyone. So for from real world applications, these ideas matter for everyday life. Someone might excel in standardized testing, but could be incredibly skilled in creativity, communication, or hands on problem solving. In school and in the workplace, emotional intelligence, adaptability, teamwork, and practical reasoning are just as important as traditional academic skills. In today's world, intelligence is best seen as something that grows with effort and experience. So, overall, intelligence is dynamic. It changes as we learn, practice, and experience new things. It's not fixed. It's not fixed. It's shaped by our genetics, our environment, our lifestyle, and emotional development throughout your entire life. So after this video, after my discussion, I hope that you guys have a greater idea of what intelligence is and why it's truly not considered immutable. And I hope you guys were able to get something away with this video. And thanks for watching.